Today, guys, we are in a brand new Roblox Zoo. Look at the zoo, everybody. There's a Domino's car. Also, when I enter the zoo, I'm going to give you some amazing facts about that animal. So, let's get our tickets and get ready to go. We got our tickets. It could come from amazing different habitats, like it could go from the desert all the way to the tundra. Let's go look at the flamingos. Did you know that flamingos get their skin color from eating shrimp? Their babies are actually gray. And they could stand on one leg for balance sometimes, I think. Also, I'm really slow. I can sprint, but I can't sprint enough. Camels. Did you know that camels are known as the sheep of the desert? They could go without water or food for about more than a month, I believe. And welcome to the kangaroo exhibit. Kangaroos cannot walk. Instead, by walking, they jump. And their babies in their pouch are called joeys. And they don't leave till they're like 2 months old. Like koalas and wombats and opossums. Wombats. The wombat is a marsupial native to Australia, which is smaller than a kangaroo. But it does have a pouch. Alright, let's go look at the dingoes. The dingo is a wild dog native to Australia. It's a canid too, like foxes and wolves and coyotes. And it has golden skin. Dingoes can't bark. Instead, they communicate by howling, like wolves. Let's go check on the other animals. I wonder what this exhibit is. Oh, a cassowary. The cassowary is known as the most dangerous bird in Australia. They're really big. And in here, some snakes. These are timber rattlesnakes. Unlike all the other snakes, I think the rattlesnake is probably the most poisonous. I think there's another snake more poisonous that lives in Australia. And in here is the short-beaked echidna. The short-beaked echidna is like a hedgehog, and unless it's like bigger. But I think a porcupine is a little bit bigger. And it has little noses like an anteater. Pretty neat, huh? And now let's look at the emus. The emus are one of the biggest birds in the world, right below the ostrich. And they are like ostriches but smaller. They can't fly. Instead, they can run really fast. Flying fox. You may confuse it with a fox, but they are actually bats. And in here are quokkas. They are cute little marsupials that hunts and feeds at night. Sometimes it might want to take your camera if you get too close to it. But they are harmless. That means they're not that dangerous. Hello. In here, we have the platypus. The platypus has a beak like a duck and a tail kind of like a beaver. Pretty stinky. And in here are koalas. Koalas eat only one thing, eucalyptus leaves. And they spend most of their times eating and taking naps. Let's go. Next in here are the kiwis. Kiwis are a bird that is so small. They are native to New Zealand. Bye-bye, kiwis. And in here is the Australian sea lion. It is a type of sea lion that hangs around the Australian beaches. Let's let's go and check out the Insect and Arachnid Observatory. Look at these. We could look at different types of insects, like the centipede, the black widow spider, the millipede, the grasshopper, the red ant, the dragonfly, the fly, the wasp, the hornet, the cricket, the moth, the praying mantis, the ladybug, the bee, the monarch butterfly, the caterpillar, the snail, the worm, the cockroach, the slug, the mosquito, the tarantula, the rhino beetle, and the scorpion. Pretty cool. So this is an area full of arachnids and bugs. Let's go to the forest. The first animal in the forest that we are going to be looking at is the chipmunk. The chipmunk is a little animal that looks like a squirrel but smaller. And there's a squirrel right there. Squirrels eat acorns. In here, we have the porcupine. They have detective quills that they use for protection. And the white-tailed deer, they lose their spots once they turn older, but when they're babies, they have spots. Let's go in here. We can, in this area, we can look at many different types of North American birds, like the blue jay, the magpie, the Steller's jay, the pileated woodpecker, the grackle, the yellow cardinal, the mourning dove, the eastern bluebird, the raven, the downy woodpecker, the crow, the white-winged dove, the house finch, the hummingbird, the street pigeon, the Eurasian magpie, the chickadee, the red-bellied woodpecker, purple feather pigeon, black thrush, chipping sparrow, the nuthatch, Baltimore oriole, house sparrow, Inca dove, and the black-capped chickadee. These are really cool birds. Let's go look at some more animals. By the way, this is a really big zoo, so I think this video is going to be quite long. This is like the best zoo in Roblox. Let me pass. I'm sorry, but I'm too big, so there we go. That's more like it. Let's go look at some more animals. There's more forest animals over here. Let's go check it out. Over here is a raccoon. The raccoon is a nocturnal animal that goes digging for trash in the city. And this is an elk. It is a big deer that lives in the woodlands of North America. And they are really big. One time I saw it in the forests of New Mexico. In here, we have coyotes. Coyotes live in the desert, and they're a little bit smaller than wolves. And these are wild boars. They are native to Eurasia, and they could go through some farmers' crops. In here and here is the red fox. The red fox can be found in North America and Eurasia. And they have big tails that are bushy, and they're so sly too. And these are the gray wolves. The gray wolves live in packs of more than 5 members, and they communicate by using their iconic howls. And here we have a moose. The moose is the biggest deer in the entire planet Earth. They have antlers. They can shed their antlers, and they could grow it back. Pretty cool. And in this area, we have the American black bear. The American black bear is the most common bear in all of North America, and they can climb trees. And the grizzly bears can hibernate during the winter. So that means they have to eat a lot, because when they get up in spring, they're gonna have to eat a lot. Okay, where shall we go now? I think I know. Alright, let's go. Let's go check out this area over there. Nice waterfall. Alright, let's check out the jungle. And then we'll check out the mountains. First, we got a Malayan tapir. It is a type of animal with noses like an anteater. And their colors are almost the same as a panda. And we have iguanas. Iguanas are most common throughout Central and South America. And they like to bask in the sun on a hot day. And in here, in this little water ride, we can look at some green anacondas. Anacondas are really big snakes. We have the caimans. They're like a medium-sized type of gator. And the boa constrictor. They're a really big snake that can be found in like Asia or South America. We have jaguars. Jaguars are really predatory. They have spots that help them camouflage. And we also have black panthers. Fun fact, the black panther is not actually a species of animal. It happened to be born either a leopard or a jaguar. And they are really carnivorous. Pretty rare animal to see, right? I remember I saw one at a zoo in Arizona, the Wildlife World Zoo. Let's go to the mountains. Alright, let's go. We have llamas. Some llamas can be domesticated too. But don't get too close. They might spit at you when you tease them. And we have the bighorn sheep. They are a type of wild sheep that lives in the mountains of western North America. They have curved horns, kind of like a ram. We have mountain goats, which are another type of goat. And they can be really aggressive if you threaten them. But although they're really soft. We have alpacas, really similar to llamas. They communicate by making a special sound called humming, like we do it while we sing to ourselves. Mountain lions. They are a type of wild cat that can prey on other animals like rabbits. And here we have snow leopards, native to the Himalayan mountains of Asia. Nice eyes. And in this area, we have yaks. Yaks are a type of wild cow that has fur, and we can use it to make wool. They live in Asia. Okay, what's in here? First we have the peregrine falcon. It is a type of common bird that can be found all over the world, seen on buildings, or maybe even in the coast of islands. They are the fastest animals in the world that could go up to more than 200 miles per hour when flying down to catch prey. That's wild. And now we have lynxes. Lynxes are wild cats with short tails and can be found in the northern hemisphere. We got the bald eagle. The bald eagle is best known for being the national bird of America. They have sometimes they could catch fish from the water like the other birds do. We have ibex, which is another type of wild goat. They live in Asia. Then we got the red-tailed hawk, a common bird found in North America. They are a predatory bird that can eat any type of small rodent. Now let's go check out the plains and grasslands. Prairie dogs. Prairie dogs are a type of rodent that can live in the plains. And we got the American bison. It is a big animal that lives in the grasslands of North America. And here we have an eastern hognose snake. It is a really common snake found in the Americas. We got a pheasant. Pheasants are a type of game bird that can fly a little bit. We got a black racer snake. It is a big type of snake that can poison you sometimes. And then we got an ox, which is like a type of wild cow, but some can be domesticated. They are used for transport or other purposes. All right, let's go check out the animals in the back of the bison. And then we'll go check out Asia. First up, we got a mole. A mole is a small rodent that can dig underground to make holes. And an armadillo. An armadillo is an animal that could roll sometimes. And it has like a body like a shield to protect itself. All right, let's go to Asia. All right, here we are in Asia. Oh God, I got stuck in the bamboo trees. Did you know bamboo trees are one of the fastest growing plants in the world? First, we got Komodo dragons. It is a really dangerous animal. My Spanish teacher has one as a pet. And then we got a tiger. A tiger is a really beautiful animal that has stripes that could be used for protection. And now we're going to look at the giant pandas. The giant pandas is a rare animal that eats bamboo, like the ones in this enclosure. Speaking of pandas, let's talk about the red panda. The red panda is a really small animal. It is endangered, and it has a tail like a raccoon. And now let's go check out over there. In this enclosure, we have the pangolins. It is a type of animal that lives in Asia and has like a body around its, like a shield, like an armadillo. But unlike them, pangolins are a little bit bigger. Let's go through this little restaurant right there. First, we're going to look at the king cobras. They are a really big type of snake from Indian culture. They can kill people sometimes. And we have the red-crowned crane, a common bird found in Asia. Now we could go through this restaurant. Let's go look at the Asian elephants. The Asian elephant is a really big animal that can be found in Asia. They have long trunks that they use for bathing. Look at these really cool statues. Alright, in this enclosure, we have the babirussas. The babirussa is also known as a deer pig. And the males have really big tusks that could pierce into their skull sometimes when they get too big. And we got a peacock, the national bird of India. Peacocks have tail feathers that they use to attract females. It's like doing a courtship dance. In here we have a Japanese macaque, a type of monkey that lives in Japan. And in here we got an Asiatic black bear. It is a big type of bear that can be found in the forests of Asia. Be on the lookout for an Eurasian eagle owl. Well, in here we got a sun bear. A sun bear is another type of bear found in Asia, and they have long tongues. In here we have a gharial, a type of animal that is like a crocodile, but it has a long nose. And here's the owl. The Eurasian eagle owl is the second largest owl in the world. And in here, we have Tibetan gazelles. The Tibetan gazelle is a type of animal that can be found in the grasslands of Tibet. They kind of look like goats right there. Speaking of goats, the next area we're going to go to in the zoo is the farm. You all know about farms, right? Can you think of animals that live on farms? I know. How about pigs? Pigs are an omnivorous animal that has a curly tail. They are actually very smart. They're even smarter than dogs. They roll in the mud to keep themselves cool. Kind of like sunscreen. Goodbye, piggies. Alright, what's in here? Ooh, we have like a little pet area. Hamsters. Hamsters are a type of rodent that you could keep as a pet. And they have little wheels that they can roll into to exercise. We have little rabbits. Rabbits are an animal that has long ears and eats carrots and has a little fluffy tail. Cute. And we have some dogs. This is a golden retriever. How cute. And this dog is called a German Shepherd. And in here we have some cats. Cats are an iconic animal with yellow eyes, and they can land on their feet. And they purr when they're happy. Aw, this one's sleeping. How cute. And in this dog area, this is a Great Dane. It is a really big dog. Let's go check out the rest of the farm. Alright, I really like this farm. Alright, in this enclosure we have chickens. This is a hen. A hen is a female chicken that lays eggs. But unlike hens, the roosters can't lay eggs. The rooster is a boy chicken, and they can wake us up with their iconic crowing. And this area is a turkey. A turkey is a big bird that has beautiful feathers for show-off. Alright, let's go to the barn. In here, we got some cattle. This is a bull. A bull is a boy cow, but the females are called cows. Cows are known for making milk for us to drink. And we could use our milk to make cheese. In here we have some sheep. Sheep are animals that could be used to shear their wool when it's a hot day, when their hair gets too long. And this is a goat. The goat is an animal that could climb trees. And they have beards on the bottom of their chin and little horns. A female goat is called a nanny goat, and a male goat is called a billy goat. The baby goats are called kids. And in here we have some horses. Horses are a really big animal that could be used for transport. Or you could ride horses for fun, or when you're in a race, in a competition. The next animal we're going to be talking about is a donkey. Donkeys are a little smaller than horses. They have really long ears. Donkeys have an excellent memory, kind of like elephants. And they could pull carts. And they can also carry heavy loads. The next animal we're going to be talking about is the mule, which is similar to a donkey. Hello, mule. Eeyaw. The next area we're going to be going at is the jungle area again, where we saw the jaguars. This is a leopard. The leopard has spots all around it, kind of like a jaguar. But unfortunately, the leopards are a little bit more endangered than the jaguar. The next area we're going to be looking at is the anteater. It is a really big, medium-sized animal that can eat ants with their long tongues. They can be found in South America. And in here we have many different types of parrots, like the blue and yellow macaw, the harlequin macaw, the hyacinth macaw, the red-fronted macaw, the scarlet macaw, sulfur-crested cockatoo, and in here we have capybaras, the largest rodent in the world. Let's go back. You know what? I think I want to go back to the farm. I really liked it there. Maybe once we're done with the jungle, and then after that I go back to the farm, and then we'll check out Africa, the second largest continent in the world. In here, we got a Baird's tapir. It is another type of tapir. There's a boat ride where we could see the gharials, the anacondas, and the boa constrictors. In here, we got chameleons, Amazon tree frogs, and the poison dart frogs. There's a chameleon right there, and there's a little red-eyed tree frog, and there's a poison dart frog. Really cute. And in here, we have a Wagler's pit viper. Vipers are types of snakes. Some can be poisonous, and some can kill you. In here, we have sloths. Sloths are really cute animals that are really slow when walking, but when they swim really fast. And in here we have orangutans. An orangutan is a type of ape. They live in the islands of Borneo and Sumatra. Do you guys like the farm? I love the farm. A farm is also a place where farmers grow crops. And they have really big vehicles called tractors that they use for plowing fields. But back in the day, they had horses do that. So, let's go and see the animals and the sounds they make. The turkey goes, the hen goes, and the rooster goes, the cow goes, the pig goes, the sheep goes, the horse goes, and the goat goes, meh. All right, let's go. We are in Africa now. This is a cheetah. The cheetah is the fastest animal on land. All right. Do you guys like cheetahs? Cheetahs don't roar. Instead, they make sounds like a cat. This is a chimpanzee. It's an ape. It looks like a monkey, but it doesn't have a tail. This is a lion. The lion is also known as the king of the jungle. It is a really big type of cat, but the tiger is actually bigger than the lion. Let's go check out this area. Ooh, do you guys know what these animals are called? Let's find out. This is a white rhinoceros. The rhinoceros is an animal that has horns on its nose that they use for defense. And this is a hippopotamus. They are really big animals that can chill in the water all day. They're also known as river horses. And in here, we have Nile crocodiles. They are a really dangerous type of reptile. You do not want to go near them. I'm being serious. You actually do not want to go near them. Sometimes they eat people. Alright, what is in here? Ooh, hyenas. Hyenas are medium-sized animals that have spots and are enemies to lions. They make sounds called laughing, like some humans do. Ha ha ha. And in here, we have some ostriches, the biggest bird in the world. Ostriches cannot fly. Instead, they run really fast. And in here, we have African elephants, the biggest animal on land. They have ears that look like fans that they use to cool off. Their babies are called calves. That is another baby cow. Baby cows are called calves. So are the elephants. Baby elephants are called calves. And in here, we have the zebras. The zebra is a type of animal that looks like a horse that's wearing PJs, and are best known for their distinctive black and white stripes, and is prey for many types of animals, including lions. This is a Cape buffalo. It is an animal that lives in Africa and has curved horns, kind of like a goat. But instead, their horns are on the head, like facing that way instead of facing the other way. They like to chill next to the water. In here, we got wildebeest. It is a really medium-sized animal that travels in big groups. This is a really big enclosure for a wildebeest. Wildebeest are also called gnus. G-N-U. Gnu. Can you say that word? In this enclosure, we got the African gray parrots. It is a really small one in this zoo. In here, we have aardvarks. It is an animal that eats bugs, kind of like an anteater. In here, we have warthogs. A warthog is a type of wild pig that has tusks, kind of like an elephant. And this is a gorilla. It is a big primate without a tail, and they walk on their knuckles. In here, we have the roan antelope. It is an antelope that eats grass and travels in big groups. And in here is a cat called a caracal. It is a medium-sized cat that has big ears. And let's go look at one more animal in the Africa enclosure. The giraffe. The giraffe is the tallest animal in land. They can eat the trees on top of the leaves on top of the trees. Giraffes can reach trees because of their really long necks. Alright, bye-bye Africa. You know what they should really add? They should really add some meerkats. Let's go to the swamp. In this area, we could look at the American alligators, the marsh wrens, an egret, an alligator snapping turtle, a heron, a pelican, a ribbon snake, a marsh rabbit, a shoebill, and an ibis. This looks like a really beautiful place to watch birds and other animals. And this area is the lake. In this area, we could look at mallards, which are ducks, geese, manatees, beavers, otters, and swans. Swans are birds that could come in many different shapes and sizes. This is a mute swan. This is a black swan. Otters are rodents that could swim in the water and they could hold hands while they're asleep. How cute. Beavers are animals that could chop down trees with their teeth and they make a dam. The manatee is a really big animal that lives in the oceans around the world. It looks like Steller's sea cow. A goose is a type of water bird that has wings and can swim really well. You know what else can swim really well? Ducks. They could swim well because of their webbed feet. This one with the green head is the male, and this is a female. Unlike the females can actually quack, 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 and the males can make like a grunting noise. Baby ducks are called ducklings. And fun fact, ducks actually sleep with one eye open. Alright, is there any places we missed yet? Oh yes, the tundra. I'm gonna reset because that's where the closest area is to the tundra. Here we are, the tundra. We're gonna look at Arctic hares. An Arctic hare is a type of rabbit that lives in the northern hemisphere, mostly in Canada. And this is a puffin. It is a bird that looks like a penguin, but unlike penguins, they can actually fly. And they can dive deep down to catch fish. They live in the coastal areas of North America, Japan, and even the coast of Europe. There are 3 types of puffins: the tufted puffin, the Atlantic puffin, and the horned puffin. The Atlantic puffin is the smallest. The tufted puffin is the largest. In this area, we could see some polar bears. Polar bears are the biggest bears in the entire planet Earth. Their skin is actually black. And when they have babies, mother bears usually have twins. Cute, right? In here, what is in here? In here, we have a Steller sea lion. These animals are mostly found in the Pacific Ocean. And over here, are some elephant seals. Their noses are kind of weird, right? Because they are like an elephant's nose. Elephants have noses called trunks. In here, we have some walruses. Walruses live in big groups. Some of them have some tusks, kind of like a rhinoceros, but their tusks are like where their mouth is. Walruses live in the northern hemisphere, and they're really chubby. And in here, we have the snowy owl. The snowy owl is a really big type of owl. The males are actually smaller than the females. And in here, we have some emperor penguins. Emperor penguins are types of birds that live in the coldest place on Earth, Antarctica. There's other types of penguins called the gentoo penguin and the king penguin. Thank God they added igloos for them to nest. Baby penguins are called chicks, and penguins are another bird that can't fly. Instead, they waddle and they swim really well. Does anybody know what animal this is? This is a caribou. That's what we call in North America, but in Europe, they're known as reindeers. Reindeers travel in really big herds. Alright. We'll go explore the prehistoric experience another time. But now, we have like 3 more animals to see. The Arctic fox. The Arctic fox turns white in the winter. But in the springtime and summer, they turn grayish. Arctic foxes are cute, right? And here we have a husky. Some huskies are kept as pets. This one's kind of cute. Siberian huskies are harmless. And they can sometimes be used to pull sleds, like way up north. And here is a really small animal known as a lemming. They are a really small rodent that is prey for big owls. Lemmings kind of look like little mice, right? Alright everybody, I think this is the end of my tour of this brand new Roblox Zoo. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And I hope that your kids really enjoy learning about animals. If you don't want to miss any more videos like this, click on the subscribe button, hit the bell, comment, give us a big thumbs up, and give a little star review if you liked this zoo. I think this zoo has a 10 out of 10. And if you want to visit this on Roblox, the zoo is called Roblox Zoo. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. But goodbye.